ridiculous, Mario, as always. But welcome, everybody. Today, we're going to have a little bit of a special edition. We have a special guest that is, we're going to be basically everything that we've been teaching you guys for the last several episodes where we've been building websites using Lovable, Base 44. I think we did a full trial last time. We had all the vibe coding apps go head to head, which, by the way, we are revamping that video, making it a little bit nice and cut so we can put it out on the YouTube channel for everybody to view in a little bit of a shorter time frame. But we're continuing on. We actually brought in a special guest as a early Christmas present for Gabe, where we're gonna pimp his website, as Mario likes to call it, and we're gonna take a look at what we can do with AI and can AI basically improve on what's already there, and we're gonna go through it. So Mario, I'll actually let you take the lead since you got the reins, and we'll go from there. And as always, I'll be manning the channel for anybody communicating with us over there. So happy holidays, by the way, to everybody. And we are here because we love you all. So we'll see. All right.
Yeah,
So Gabe,
Merry Christmas.
while Mario's going to pull things up and your website, tell us a little bit about what you do and what your current website is.
Yeah, so I do help tattooers with technology, and I have since the 90s. Basically, a computer geek for tattooers. I don't do any tattoos, but I have owned businesses. I produce events, and thanks to my wife, she's a teacher. She teaches infants. She gets the brains when they're young. I used to program computers. Now I don't even know what we're doing. Right, we're asking the computer to do things for us, and then to fix the things that it breaks, and then it does things. It's amazing. But I was a programmer, and so that's what I brought into the tattoo world. And so that includes customizing high level and using N8N and other tools, specifically for tattoo studios and artists in events. But I also obviously the skills translate, and so I'll keep about a quarter of my time set aside for other types of interesting businesses. So I'm pretty psyched. I appreciate the time you guys take. I watch both of your videos or both of your channels of videos and whatnot. And I wouldn't put myself up to just anybody for a public run through, but I'm excited to see what you guys got. And
No, pretty good. And
Awesome,
then we have
man.
also another partner in crime here, Yvonne, to show up. Happy holidays, Yvonne.
hey guys.
Chilling in his ever so cool background. All right, awesome.
Yeah, so what I wanted to do is so Gabe showed me this initial landing page, and my first thought was, it's very fractured. It's not really conversion optimized. And we spend a lot of time talking about what you can build on Lovable and in high level, but we don't ever talk about why you're doing what you're doing, right? We don't talk about, a lot about at least things like the psychology of conversion and, when you're vibe coding, why it's important that your UX UI follows a certain flow state and why websites oftentimes look very similar. And it's not because we want to copy off of each other or anything like that, so much as like humans are, pre have this kind of innate method of scanning a page like we've been taught if you're in, Western culture to read a book, and that's left to right, top to bottom, right? So it's really important when you're looking at a website. So this is Gabe's current website that he has so generously allowed me to shred. And my first comment to him was, dude, it's like it's a cluster. Like there's so much information floating around. It's not mobile optimized. So if we go here and I click this, the header buttons are funky. It's got extra spacing in all sorts of different places. It doesn't collapse down properly. So my recommendation to Gabe is actually, based on what I saw, which is he's got a lot of really good content that we look at building at least a framework in Lovable that he can then mock. And I had a good conversation with Gustin's son the other day about the right way to move from Lovable into high level if you really want to keep your website in high level. And so we're going to cover a couple of those bases today. But the first thing is we're just going to go here and just copy his website URL. We're going to go into Lovable. And Kayla Love showed us this last week, which is this chat function. And this chat function is super powerful because it gives you the ability to actually just have a conversation with Lovable. I want to take all of the content from this website and convert it to a lovable, beautiful, conversion optimized and focused site. Here is another page with pricing. So, Gabe, essentially, have you used Lovable at all, Gabe?
A little bit, yeah. I've toyed around with most of the tools. I ended up with like I got the Claude that I've been kind of sticking towards, but I played with a little bit. I
Yeah,
haven't
so
Yeah,
used
so
before you
it.
actually send that over, let me help you enhance a little bit because we've been all of us, and I know Yvonne's been designing web pages on Lovable for quite some time also. So here's the natural because this is actually important, guys. So some of you guys were building websites, and again, for conversion optimization and really understanding how things work, think of it like this: the way we talked about the way that logic in your human brain works. I have to immediately go onto a website and immediately feel either connected to the message, you are offering something that I need and I want, and I'm immediately going to decide in that moment in time, the second I hit the landing page, within 2 seconds, whether or not this is going to be for me. I'm either a little bit interested, not interested at all, or fully engaged and ready to buy. Those are the three values that literally come in to your website as go in. Now, the way that human logic and brain works is if I immediately connect with your offer, all I'm doing is looking for a buy now button that I can immediately go and get or apply or do whatever it is that I need because I'm already sold prior to going into the site through social media, ads, whatever you got going on, some kind of social post you did, anything of that sort. The second is I'm like, kind of interested, but I need to find out whether you are reputable or not, or whether or not this is really what I want. And that's when we go from there and we start scrolling down to one, look for credibility, examples of how this can answer my problem in question, or more importantly, it's going to develop into I need to convince you in my page that I'm the right fit for you, or three, I'm just going to bug out, right? The one and the twos are the ones that we're more like incredibly interested in. So the first part of the fold, which is the page before we start developing up, really should be focusing on the offer because that should be what I'm immediately leading with so that the people that are interested have no blockers or no friction in getting an appointment or doing whatever they need to do as far as the next step. And then the second should almost apply to the first, but to the people that are semi-interested, but now I got to hook them up a little bit more. This is where you heard Hormozy say it, you heard Ali Bloyd say it, you hear Perry, you hear all these people say it. The offer matters and it needs to be above the fold because if we have the proper offer, even if you're not convinced, my offer should do the job enough where it gets you over the ladder and then goes from there. So a lot of what you have on the page now, what a lot of people do is they put in all the things that we do and all the problems that we solve, but it doesn't really give me an offer. So you're creating a lot of curiosity as far as I love the spinning thing that it changes, but what's the offer? So there's still no
Well,
offer
one issue,
above the
right, I
fold
guess now,
that's going to
and
get you.
maybe I need to put the offer out there before I qualify who the offer is for, right? But I do have separate offers for tattooers as solo practitioners, and then for studios as studio owners.
So
But
I would
maybe
definitely do separate pages for different offers and different people,
yep.
especially if you're going after SEO, ads, or whatever else, because that's what's going to make you convert better. And you're going to be a very those are very three different niches, all great niches to be in, by the way, especially if you have a lead into that. And it's probably all great offers, but it would be very signified to each one because the offer can be very specific because the problems of the tattoo artists and studios are they the same? Can they be a little bit more specialized? Like you probably could, right? And the offer should be very specific to each one. And that's the way that I would formulate it. And I would definitely put my offer above the fold for each one of those individuals and have three different landing pages. And then maybe have a different one for your all-in-one capture, which is what I think you're trying to do here. But that's the way I go. Yvonne, I know you're like chomping at the bit because I know you've
Mhm.
done this quite a bit on this one. But before we go into development, I just want to make sure we capture some of this stuff.
No, it's like everything that you were saying, absolutely correct. And the way I'm like, it highly depends if you're designing the offer that is organic or if you run paid ads to that also. So that's
Mhm.
another thing to keep in mind. So
So
if
so
you
far it's all organic.
got you, okay. So if it's all organic, then yeah, your landing page needs to be long. right? Because you want to optimize for organic traffic, you want to optimize for somebody who found you out of nowhere and so on. Because if you're running from organic from just social media or just like generic keywords, then chances are people don't know about you. If you run organic and it's primarily brand name, meaning that people type in your company name and then find you, then it's a little bit different story because they already know about you from somewhere, right? So chances are for like branded traffic, you want to give them opportunity to convert straight away. If they are more generic, then yeah, you want to optimize for like landing page for all of that. The other thing is that like landing page right now, it does not utilize a lot of space. So there is still a lot of like white space on the sides. There is some elements are way too close to each other and so on. So we want to ensure that each section delivers what we want it to deliver, if that makes sense. So if you have like features or guarantees, you want to ensure that this section focuses on that and other sections do not steal attention from that. However, if we are talking about the paid ads, what I'm seeing right now, people just focus on VSL and that's it. You like if you open Facebook ads and just click through 50 ads that you see and focus primarily on lead gen, not on the e-commerce, then you will see that like all of them are, you open up, you see big title, and this is exactly what Nuno and Mario are talking about the offer, right? Big title, and you basically should be able to explain what you do, why they want to buy it from you, and what like the next step directly from like this one title, right? Once you craft this title, then below that you have a video usually, and the video is like full long term, like 10 minutes video, you explaining what it is, you giving social proof and all of the other VSL stuff. I have a couple of the VSL custom GPTs if you want that. And below that, you go ahead and primarily focus on the social proof. That's how like right now modern landing pages from the ads are structured, because this is what they found is working. And I usually tend to copy those that spent a lot of money on ads, because it means that they tried a lot of different things and they spent like up to $1,000 a day on the Facebook ads. So I bet they already have a lot of like A/B knowledge, right? So that's exactly like in my business in Pareto Talent, for example, that's exactly what we have. If you go to paretotalent.com, it's a huge landing page, blah, blah, blah. If you go to go.paretotalent.com/launch, it's a super short landing page because this is what I'm using for ads. It's just like VSL, below a little bit social proof, and then you drag people through your funnel, right? So on the VSL, they submit a quick form. Once they submit the form, within the form, you have qualifiers, right? Asking them questions that allow you to understand if they're a real person and if they're your client. And after that, you redirect them to a booking or checkout and so on, and you like nurture them step by step. So that's usually the cadence for something like that.
And for anybody that doesn't know who like Yvonne is, Yvonne ran one of the biggest Google Ads agency in the world. So that's why he's a little bit more qualified when it comes to ads and landing pages, because he has that background. For anybody that knows Soul8 was owned by Kazem, ran with Yvonne and John, who does the Google Ads. And these guys basically made that a multi-million-dollar company. So that's why Yvonne is way more qualified with this, and he designs a lot of our landing pages for a lot of the stuff in there, because again, he has that talent and understands what sells and what doesn't. So just make sure that you guys are understanding that. And Mario, can we zoom in on the page a bit? Hard to read, so they're trying to figure out what craziness you're putting in here. And I will now turn back over to Mario.
Yeah, so essentially what I did is I said that, I want you to take the content from this site, convert it into something beautiful and that's conversion optimized and focused. I want a big, beautiful header. I talk about different stages of conversion, like Nuno was talking about, some title and subtitle suggestions, the 3 different customer bases they're targeting, adding things like Yvonne said, like social proof and reviews, and then the different packages. And one thing that I would recommend, Gabe, is figuring out like maybe having one offer per type, like to start like one offer per type of customer. So like do like a solo artist offer, a studio offer, and a conventions and events offer. So that because one thing I noticed when you get back when, so, and
It-
my background is in running a marketing agency for a little bit over a decade and having done, this in high level for over 7 years. One thing I've noticed is like sometimes the more mechan like machinations that you put on a page that drive to the same end result, which in your case is a survey at the moment, um, don't always yield better conversions to give people too much, like, am I considered an artist? Am I considered a studio? Like, so almost do like 1 user, 10 users, unlimited users, or something like that. Like, that's kind of how you break it down, is like you have your solopreneur, you have your studiopreneurs, and then you have your large scale events and marketing world.
yeah, that
That would
first
be
page
one
isn't.
recommendation I'd make.
Yeah, that first page is intended to kind of steer people either towards the studio landing page or the artist landing page with those offers for those, for those particular types of people. Um, and then, but yeah, no, I'm way down with all of that. Like I said, it's this is exciting.
Cool. Let's hit so you like the oranges and you like the blacks, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind going over a full brand redesign, but that's currently what we've had. We do know that we need to make it a little bit more brighter, exciting, or, a little bit more inviting as opposed to dark and off-putting. Uh, but again, I'm psyched to see what this comes up with, right? I'm not necessarily down for a full rebrand, on the fly, but on the other hand, I'm not married to it. I've had it forever. Everything's 25 years old. Some of our clients. So and then I think this logo was probably made 25 years ago.
I
So
actually
I'm
like the
definitely down with
logo.
changing it, but like,
No, I think the logo is great. Like I said before, and just to be clear, Gabe, I think like it shows the level of experience. But with the 2 second attention span that we're all working with right now, it's
oh,
increasingly becoming hard to grab somebody right at the beginning of a website. I myself been around for 15 years also, and I had to redesign my whole entire website because this just
oh,
wasn't cutting it to the level of where people are right now. And yeah, and it immediately goes right into the offer of like, here's what I do, come and get it, like just to capture that early on, so then it kind of like defeats the other people that are like wasting time or doing the tire kicks. You know what I'm saying? Because
I'm
that
way
doesn't
down.
work.
I'm way down with it. And again, you caught me about 80% of the way through, right? Like, this isn't quite live, but it's almost live. But I need to get it motherfucking live before. Oh, excuse me. I need to get it live before the new year. And so yeah, but I'm not married to any of this stuff. Everything's evolving at such a rapid rate, and yeah,
And that's one of
uh,
the reasons why I like building in Lovable. And, what I've been finding as we're waiting for this, I'll just kind of talk a little bit what I've been finding SEO wise, building sites in Lovable and then converting them to like a Next.js framework. Um, they rank so much faster. It's insane. I mean, I'm talking like I'm ranking for over 25 medium-ish tail keywords in less than a week of having a test site online. And it's all AI generated content, no human generated content whatsoever. Now, granted, I did like guide the AI, but I'm still really impressed with the quality of the SEO ranking that I'm getting because at the end of the day, Google doesn't care if it's AI written that much, so much as it cares that it's value driven to the end user and that it's easy to navigate and that it's fast. So I think this whole like AI gets deprioritized. Does Google frown upon it? Yes. Is it easy to discern what's AI written versus human written? No. Not if you write the AI copy properly. And that's something that, we'll adjust afterwards. This is going to give us kind of the primary layout and structure of everything. And that's what we're going to focus on today. So let me expand this out a little bit since I did make that screen a little bit bigger. So right now what it's doing is it's creating all of the initial files. And Gabe, once we have some time, we'll hop on later today and I can show you how to take this because I'll share this project with you. I'll show you how to take this and turn it into a full-blown website with your survey pop-up. So you get the native benefits of high level, but you get the half a second load times that I'm getting on GT metrics with
Yeah.
lovable websites. Whereas like high level, so let's really quick just benchmark your website um and see what it's loading at. It doesn't appear to be too long. And this isn't anything that you can fix. I was making fun of Nuno last week on the fact that his full page load is 21.8 seconds. I was like, dang, bro, I'm gonna have to go get some tea and coffee and maybe a drink in the process.
Yeah, it's I used to custom code everything for I mean I used to custom code all the stuff in Cold Fusion and at this point, I don't mind hosting things other places, but it feels like high level if what it lacks now between 6 months and a year from now.
Agreed.
I'm hoping that their site builders will just keep tightening it up but
I think
in the
ultimately
meantime,
that's where it's
It's
going. It's just a matter of time.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just, to be honest, it doesn't matter like almost at all. I've seen like super ugly pages. There was one client that I had. I was running Facebook ads for him. We spent $300,000 in 2 weeks on Facebook ads to a landing page that was not looking that good, but it was structured properly.
Yep.
So the offer, the transition, the social proof, the re-engagement, and like all of the like objection handling stuff like that. But it was it was ugly landing page in the first place,
Well,
and
and
it was
speed
built.
is so critical.
Yeah, it was built on high level. So that landing page lives on high level fully. So it was more than enough for majority of people. Like you need to understand that like we want super fast website. That's absolutely true, but your user will not click and like count down like how fast your website loaded. What is important is their experience. If they clicked and like they seen the first section of the website and then everything else, like let it load. Like they while they will be reading and scrolling, it will load like faster and faster. The question is it LCP, like largest contentful paint, or is it the first section, or is it the complete website, right? So with high
Right.
level, the LCP is fine in majority of cases. It's under 3 seconds in majority of cases. I rarely seen like it's been much slower than that. And if that is slower, then it means the content that we put on the website, so the
Yep.
images, all of the other stuff is way too big. And even for that, high level is went ahead and they added the JavaScript optimization, the image optimization that is built in already. So I rarely see super slow high level websites, to be honest.
All right, we are almost ready. It is installing a couple final things, fixing the card component. So this is what's so amazing about Lovable is it literally you just talk to it. I think one of the things that I've found that High Level has started to do a really good job of is their AI funnel builder. And as they get better, I'll start moving away from Lovable and into High Level's funnel builder. But for the time being, like it's so fast to edit everything you want in Lovable by simply, it's like having Squarespace, the beauty of Squarespace websites, but you can talk to it. Like it's really just so incredibly powerful, especially with like the vibe code components. So Nuno dropped this in the chat. This is an amazing, amazing tool that gives you all the prompts that you need to be able to build like all these different custom components and everything like that for like drag and drops for your apps. And this is built by Kayla and Yvonne and Nuno. I am a premium member and I highly recommend, like I use the heck out of this. I really enjoy having like not having to reinvent the wheel. And obviously, like you can tell, like I'm losing my voice because I talk a lot. But like I can just copy and paste Kayla's and Yvonne's and Nuno's brains into Lovable and other platforms, and it's amazing.
With the full disclosure, I'm not sure I ever touched this thing, but thank you.
All right, so let's preview this. and it's got to refresh. So obviously we need to swap the logo. We need to move some stuff around. But Yvonne, what would you say about this like initial? Let me actually zoom back out because I think that's screwing it up. But Yvonne, what would you say about this initial like lander with the different problems that people are having? You know, the obvious CTAs. Nuno, you're on mute if you're talking to us.
I
Yeah.
was right from before, kind of what I said earlier on. You see how the free consultation, I immediately, if I'm on, Gabe, and I want to hire you right away, I'd like, it's so clear. There's one button.
It doesn't make a difference who you are. You just click
Yeah,
it.
just click it. Because if it answers any one of my problems, it's right in there. So that alone in itself is already like and here we go. That
Yeah,
is
yeah.
way, way wicked.
Yeah. So if we are talking from the like conversion, like from the structure standpoint is fine. From the conversion standpoint, the hero section can be optimized like much better. So a couple of notes. First of all, the like background and the imagery on it does not reflect what you're doing. So it does not work for you. It just like nice. It looks nice. That's it. So I would
Reflects
change
what I was
that.
doing about a half hour ago.
I would add something that reflects what you're doing and gives people idea of that. Next, the title, like we can craft something much stronger from the marketing standpoint that will explain it much better and have some unique selling proposition USP where we would like explain what is that they are getting. Next thing that I would change for the hero section is probably the highlight color for the title, because if you squeeze your eyes just a little bit, just a tiny bit, you will see the digital age and the start free consultation, they compete with each other on the value and on the contrast level. And what you usually want is for your call to action to be the brightest, the most valuable thing that people can see. So once they, when they don't like even pay attention, they see that this button is what they need to click, right? So usually you don't want other colors to compete with your main call to action color, right? And what I would do is just add a video of yourself, a short one in the right here on the title on the hero section, and so on. Here is the reason why I focus on the hero section so much, is because 70% of people do not scroll below the fold. So they open, they look, and they close. I know this because like I install Microsoft Clarity on all of my websites, and Microsoft Clarity allows you to see how deep people scroll, how fast they scroll, how much they stay on the page. So that's why I would over optimize the hero section much more. And then the rest of the website is for people who just didn't find what they were looking for and need reassurance. So that's how we need to think about that. This is your
Yeah,
like
Clarity
business
is
card.
awesome. I love
Yeah.
Clarity. And it's free. I used to use
Clarity
like Hotjar.
Clarity is
And,
insane. So for those that don't use it, Clarity is just insane, because we used to use like Hotjar and all of these other tools, and they were paid. Like they were recording only some sessions, and they were paid to record these some sessions. Microsoft Clarity is free and records every single session of people opening your website. This is just insane.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, clarity is amazing.
yeah, we can engineer the hero section a bit more, add a little bit more imagery and stuff like that, but that's again, that's just optimization. So that's just on the same framework that we have here. So we just literally change the title, change the background section, change the color a little bit, and that's it, we're good to go. But this website already looks like much more modern, much more optimized. The navigation is better optimized, so everything just a little bit better structured from the design standpoint.
Yeah, I think also making the text a little bit more high contrast because it kind of washes out with the
Yeah,
background image.
the
So
grace, yeah.
yeah, so like
Oh, that looks good.
yeah, I like this a lot. I
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
really
you
like
see?
I
this.
love that. I think that's great. I
Yeah,
think that's absolutely phenomenal.
yeah. So
I'm
that's
getting
what I,
ideas into my own one. Do you know what I just don't like? There's so much space between the the
yeah, the
header,
top and
like
the
you know what
middle.
I'm
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
saying, and like the top of the page. It's
Yeah, so
massive.
the way to fix that, I can send you breakdown.com. I don't like quoting myself, but I will do that. Mario, I will send in chat the link to my current landing page for Pareto Talent. So the way to remedy these white spaces is number one, use vertical video or 3 by 4 video that takes much more vertical space for somebody opening it from the mobile device and from the desktop. It will just look like nicer for them. Second, once you add the vertical video on the left, you will have more space for the headline as well. So it would allow you to write like longer headline without disbalancing the right and left. And then for the mobile, usually you would want to re-optimize it a little bit. So Lovable is great about that as well, and High Level is too, where you can individually change the mobile and desktop sections. So for example, on my website, mobile video is horizontal, so it's like easier to open, and desktop video is vertical, so it's balances the sections better, right? So that's kind of optimizations that you can do. You just record the same video and like output it twice, right? One for this and one for that. And the other thing is like if you are recording a quick video, like I see more and more and more VSLs. VSLs were already like popular, but right now a lot of people use VSLs. And this is just your way to describe what your business is about, give people what they're looking for, and give them like following actions. Because a lot of people would just rather watch a quick trailer of your company, right? Which is a VSL basically, where you explain this. So I would just recommend like write a VSL script, sit down, read it once, and then send it to a Fiverr editor like for $150 or so. They will edit you a like Hollywood style trailer for your offer. So you will be able to reuse it over and over and over again.
I do have a it's probably okay, probably one step away from being recorded, but whatever. There's a video on that page that was relatively intentional.
Mm.
Yeah,
This one?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's not cinematic. It's straight up just talking head. But
it's like in a lot of cases, it doesn't really matter if it's like good. If the script is good, then it doesn't really matter, right?
well, I'm sure
All
the
right.
script is awesome. I wrote it, so.
Then yeah.
Do you guys actually use a teleprompter? Have you guys found value?
So this is freaking the biggest unlock of my life. I bought this thing like months ago, like this Elgato teleprompter, and man, that paired
Yeah,
with a
I gotta be honest. I'm moving over to it too. I know everybody thinks like, and I'm like the dyslexia does not help, so I have to like rewire my brain completely in order to do it. It's incredibly challenging, but I gotta be honest. The retention time earlier on your videos, if you're following a pretty formatted script, will actually go longer.
this is the problem that I'm getting that Kasim was getting as well. When you like YOLO it into the camera, you forget about the like high level structure of the video, like the hook, transition, points, closure, re-engagement, rehooking, and all of this other part of that video that makes a good video. When you write a script, especially with AI, then you can have this framework built within your script. So you just write it, and that's it.
I actually, I have an Elgato teleprompter sitting over on my podcasting desk, and I think I've tried it once. I'm gonna have to, once I get my voice back, I'm gonna have to record some videos. But I actually just bought the Even Realities G2Bs, which are the AI teleprompter glasses.
Oh, oh,
I'm
you
super,
always have the
super,
coolest
super
tech.
excited. Hey man, I don't buy like fancy watches. I don't buy
Okay, it feels
like
personal now. Okay, stop, wait a minute.
cars or I know. I don't buy any stuff like that, but I invest in tech that makes, my life easier. So,
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, the Stream Decks are awesome. I'm looking down with them.
oh yeah, no, I love my Stream Deck or Stream Decks, plural.
Mhm.
And then you showed me Raycast today, which guys, this is super cool.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
you hotkey all of these different actions and you can program, like I can move my windows around. I
Mhm.
can program all these different actions and then just basically type in AI what I want my computer to do, and it'll automatically just start doing it. It's wild.
And you could hook those right up to keyboard commands too, right? So I have,
Yep.
Control Option Command, 9 will put my window in the upper right hand corner, or like I use the numbers to put the windows in whatever corner I want to, just by smashing keys. It's yeah, Raycast is and the clipboard history, and it's and you could write the scripts. So there's a focus. Oh, I'm not going to talk about Raycast anymore. It's
Yeah, I love it. I definitely recommend Nuno. Check it out. Just like I
No, I
recommended
know
you check out this
I'm
thing.
really working hard on the teleprompter, guys. I'm just like you got. I legitimately I am dyslexic. That I know people joke around having dyslexia. No, I am officially dyslexic. Like
No,
diagnosed
no,
at
no.
40
I
years
was
old and
no,
massively dyslexic. So
no,
reading
Raycast.
anything is like atrocious.
No, Raycast is an app shortcut thing that you can use for like simplifying your use of your computer, and it's Windows and Mac
Oh no, no,
compatible.
yeah, no, recaster I get. I was talking more of like I was still reflecting on like, getting into a teleprompter because I know I need to do
Oh,
it. So,
Nuno is still into his feelings about the
uh,
teleprompter.
yeah, I'm still in that hole right now.
Cool. Well, Gabe, you and I will hop on in a little bit and button this up.
yeah.
But I think, we're off to a good start. And the cool thing, guys, is you can actually take this. And so I'm going to go ahead and publish this. And I want to test something really quick, Nuno, if we have a little bit more time. I actually want to
Yeah,
put
yeah,
this
no,
in
we're
high
good.
level funnel builder.
And that would be the way to put it, right? In a funnel builder, so you could A/B test stuff as opposed to the
No,
websites.
believe it or not, and Kayla told us this, you can actually make an A/B testing directly inside
Yep,
of
in
your
Lovable.
of Lovable. Lovable will actually allow
Mm.
you to do A and B testing. So Yvonne, could you go into that a little bit because you've been doing that, right?
I try this. You basically that just the same way that you chat. You go ahead and tell it that, hey, now I would like to be able to have an admin console with the A/B test for my pages. And before that, you create like two pages. You tell, okay, now let's duplicate this page and have an alternative version of this page. Once you have two pages, then you can prompt Lovable to create such an admin dashboard for you. And then on this admin dashboard, you ask it to add a feature of you being able to A/B test and split the traffic between the two variations of the landing page. That's something that like I tried that worked for me. But again, this feature is built in directly within the high level. So if you plan to move this to high level, then it's a no-brainer to do as well.
So I actually haven't played that much with the new funnel builder. So I wanted to test this because I was having that conversation with Gusten yesterday about this. And I
Oh,
was talking
pixel
to
to
Fur about
pixel.
this
I
as
like that.
well.
Oh, I totally showed how to do this already. I literally I've shown how to do this on multiple.
Is this going to work?
If you literally just tell it to give it the site, but you just got to make sure it's not on a preview site, and it will do the same exact thing. I've been teaching this for the last like 3 weeks. So,
That's
Mm.
awesome.
I I haven't been able to get it. I like and is it the pixel for pixel? That's the mimic this page
you
pixel
have
for
to make sure
pixel.
it's in a builder, and you have to make sure it's not a preview page of any sort,
Oh yeah.
because then it doesn't have preview code on it, and
Yeah, I
then
was
it
doing this
will
for my old
come
natural HTML.
incredibly close.
Hmm.
It will still try to modify a few things here and there, but it will come incredibly close.
That's really cool. So, Yvonne, what else have you been working on, dude? I know you guys have your big release coming up for the new year. I'm excited to hear about that.
Yeah, so that's one of the focus that we had is working on this project. I would not be unreal
I
right
did. I
now.
know I was trying to get some information out of you. I do own dynamicleadmagnets.com. Just saying it's $10,000. It's for sale.
Oh, okay. That's why that's
If
why
it was
Oh,
never
only
cool.
that, friend, if it was only that.
note to self is to never mention a company name before buying a domain.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, no, I had that shit locked down like months ago when Nuno first mentioned dynamic lead magnets. I was like, I love that name, dynamicleadmagnets.com.
That's so cool. No,
I'm
yeah,
such a
that
domain, I'm such a domain hoe though.
yeah, I have this because my business partner as well with Kasim. Kasim owns probably 1,000 different domains.
Hmm.
Yep. At one point, my domain cost was so expensive every year that my CPA was like, if you don't stop buying domains, then like you're gonna have to change like a lot of stuff about like how you're filing your taxes because we can't write all these off that are things like momsforron.com and isforhacked.com.
Ron.com. Like, come on.
Well, back when Ron DeSantis was like a big deal, I was like momsforron.com. I was just like buying random domains, like hoping to hit the political lottery.
Oh,
So it's taking a little bit longer than Lovable. Hopefully it doesn't take as long as Replit did. That Gabe, we tested
I mean,
Replit against Lovable, against Base 44, against Bolt,
okay.
and the entire time that we were testing, like we had done and revised and basically published stuff on Base 44 and Lovable, and Replit was still working an hour into the call
Oh
on
shit,
the
nice.
first prompt. It was
Yeah.
terrible.
You know, that I was able to use Replit for an event, or at least to rough out an event website, you know, that I brought into high level. But as I was like bouncing around a couple of them, ironic that that's the one that takes the longest. I was just, you know, I mean, basically I got a header and a hero section out of it, but um, it's nuts how every week there's a new, you know, AI platform or evolution of something that's whew, it's fun keeping up. Trying to keep up.
Yeah, it's still going. But anyway, I mean, like, look, we're coming up on a little bit on time, and want to make sure we're being incredibly valuable here. So, a couple things. One, anybody that wants us to do this to any of their websites, drop it in any of the comments below. We'll do it again for you guys next week. We love doing this stuff. So obviously we're here after a holiday, and everybody here is certified experts in doing a lot of this stuff. Like I said, you have Yvonne, who used to run one of the biggest Google ad agencies in the world. You have Mario and myself, who have the combined expertise probably close to 40 years in automations, building websites, running agencies, and everything from SEO to build automations to God knows what. So anybody feeling like they want a little pimp their website kind of thing, come on this site. We'll give you some advice of things that we know will work, and then we'll help you guys out as far as getting that out. For anybody again that's interested, VC Incubator is still free. The community, it's turning into one of the biggest and largest vibe coding
It's
communities on
awesome.
the planet. We're close. I think we're approaching like 3,000 members, or close to it, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot the numbers already. And more importantly, we have some big surprises coming. We don't want to go in there and tell you what they are yet, but we got some major ones going in there. So please make sure you guys are staying tuned to the channel. A lot of channel releases are coming out too. So we dropped a bunch of videos on the different channels. You have Yvonne's channel that's all about talent management and really, you know, kind of scaling your business. You got Mario, who's always coming up with some crazy automations. You got mine that is doing anything AI and high level related. So all of that is coming through. And anybody that's looking for VC Inc., it's very simple. It's vcinc.ai, with the whole purpose of getting people in there to help incubate their ideas and launching their apps. And while other people are charging north of $5,000 for it, we're showing you how to do it completely for free for now. So make sure you guys jump in and try to get ahead of it. So other than that, thank you everybody for joining. Come in next week for anybody that wants to pimp their website. Drop your link below of what you want pimped. And more importantly, show up on the ride. And next week at the same time, same bad channel, we'll be on and we'll be helping you guys out. All right. With that being said, everybody, as always,